Welcome to Feng Shui Living, a podcast for busy women looking to de-stress and live with more intention. I'm Lisa Morton, and I'm passionate about helping you create a home that not only inspires you, but empowers you. Years ago, I was severely struggling with my mental health and wellness, and while I'd implemented yoga, meditation, therapy, and more, I just could not find that missing piece of the puzzle. And that was until I explored my home. You see, the interior designer in me had made it beautiful, but it wasn't supporting me energetically. Fast forward, and I've now been in the interior design industry for 20 years, and I've devoted the past 10 years to Feng Shui and a holistic design approach. In this podcast, I'll be sharing with you interviews, stories, and knowledge, as well as some super easy, simple tips that you can take on today. If you're looking to be more intentional and create a life and home that you love, then you're in the right place. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Feng Shui Living. I'm so happy you're here today. We're doing another Feng Shui audit. I'm excited to welcome Allie to the Feng Shui Living podcast. How you doing, Allie?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yeah.
This is my first podcast ever. I'm very excited.
Yay. Well, I hope you get some really good stuff today. You sent me over your floor plan and some pictures, which was really helpful, and also some goals and plans. But before we get into that, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I've grown up in Ohio most all my life, and I recently moved down to the Akron area from Lake County, and I really like it there. And I'm in the Cuyahoga Valley area, so there's lots of trees and nature and all that wonderful beauty around me. And I work for a marketing agency, and I'm very involved in the community and meeting new people, especially down there, not knowing anybody. Had to kind of start over and rebuild my network. So it's been a good year.
That's awesome. That's great. And you have 2 dogs?
I do, yes. They're 2 pugs. Berkeley is laying over there in the sun right now, and nope, he just laid down as well. So yeah, they're rescues. When we got them from the Ohio Pug Rescue, they didn't really know much about their background other than it wasn't great. So I don't quite know how old they are. I'm guessing at this point anywhere between 8 and 10 years old. They're a handful. I love them to pieces, but they're definitely a lot.
Well, it's so nice of you to take them in and take care of them. And oh my gosh, well, maybe they will grace us with their presence. We've often had dogs and cats. I've even had cats like wander across the table right behind the owner as we're having an audit. And it's hilarious. We love animals here. Y'all know I'm a dog lover. So
that's true, yes.
All right, so let's dive in. You had sent me I'd asked for 3 goals. And you kind of gave me one is finding a new house. So tell me about that. You've been hunting for a while, or is this new?
Been looking for a while, but then when I moved down to Akron, I decided to rent because I didn't know the area, I didn't know anything about where I was going. And I'm in a nice apartment right now, but like everywhere, rent is a little crazy. And I want to be a homeowner again. So we're looking in the Akron area, Cuyahoga Falls, that Stowe, that area. So waiting for the market to change a little bit to make that easier.
Nice, nice. Well, hopefully today you'll have some ideas of how we can also get that closer, reach that goal a little faster. So that's the point of these audits. If anyone wants to jump on and do an audit with me, you're always welcome. Head over to my website to apply to do an audit. What we do here is we talk through your goals, we look at your floor plan, and kind of do a mini feng shui consultation via video call here on the podcast. So let's jump into your next goal. You're looking for more relationships and getting really connected in the community.
Yes, that's always been a huge part of who I am, is networking and meeting people and being the connector of people. I like when somebody says, "Oh, do you know so and so?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do." And making that connection of people. So rebuilding that down in the Akron area, again, not knowing anybody.
Yeah.
I think I'm making good inroads and joining some really nice organizations and meeting people.
Okay. And then the third one's stability and contentment. Tell me a little bit about that.
The last few years have been a little challenging for a whole lot of reasons, and I just want some stability back in my life. I've moved, what are we on, seven times in 9 years, 10 years? So I just want to be somewhere for more than a year or two and actually feel stable and like I belong somewhere.
I love that. I love that. Okay, I'm really excited. Okay, so one thing I want to jump in and share about with your layout of your it's an apartment, but it's more like a townhome kind of style. It's ground level. You have access, right? You have a patio right out back. I
Yes,
bet that's
that
so nice.
that was a must in living in an apartment again, as it had, especially with these two, have to have some sort of, and I just like being outdoors anyway, so
Sure.
sitting out in the back patio, having somewhere to let them out was an absolute must. So there's a beautiful patio area that goes into a grass area, but it's a one level t- town townhome condo. I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't even know what to really call it, but condo I guess would be a better word, but again, it's still for rent.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, all right. So something which, okay, so if you do not get my newsletter, pop over to my website and sign up for my newsletter because in the newsletter every week I do an audit. You'll get to see an image of the home sketch, and so I'd love for you to see this because Allie's home is really interesting, and I run into this a lot, and it's really important to address. She has a layout where the garage is at the very front of the house, and then she has to walk back to the front door. And so in feng shui, this isn't really ideal, right? We consider the front door to be the mouth of qi. This is where energy comes in, opportunities come in, everything comes towards us. We really need to make sure that that space because it's recessed, because it's not really like right at the front of the house saying, look at me, we need to come up with that, some way to make that happen. So I guess we are in fall, moving into winter, but see what you can do to bring color, life, movement, any type of energy there. So if it was summertime, I'd say, plant a couple pots of flowers of like bright pink or purple or something really fun, maybe yellow going down that walkway. Now that we're going into fall, it's going to be a little different. Um, but see what you can do to bring in decorative items to draw the eye and draw energy down that walkway to your front door. I
Okay.
want you to feel like your front door is like has a beacon of light glowing around it. Like it just like everybody sees it, right? Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
it does. Yeah, and I at least appreciate that the landscapers. I have beautiful rose bushes on the one side, so those bloom bright red and pink most
Okay.
of the year, and then they had some yellow flowers. So at least on the main walkway, there are some pretty flowers, but that entryway area right at the end of that, yes, I can see where you are saying to put some more pops of color.
Sure. And maybe some outdoor lighting, maybe some solar powered lights that light up the area would be really nice. The other thing that would be really helpful is some sort of movement. So maybe a wind chime that makes sound, or one of those like
I love
I'm
wind
thinking
chimes.
of I'm thinking
I
of
have
like a
lots of
pinwheel,
those.
like as a child. An adult version that's pretty. They have these neat metal sculptures, like a cool metal sculpture of sorts.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I can hang that right in the corner. That'll look good.
That would look good. It'll feel good. It'll bring the energy down. And then make sure your front door is it opens and closes well, right? You don't want a sticky lock. You don't want it to like tight where you have to like, really push to get it open or close. You want everything to function really well. Um,
And
and
I
then think
and I
about,
from
so
oh,
go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt. No, from listening to your other podcasts and reading your newsletters, I do use my front door every day. Like I
Good.
take the dogs out if I am just coming home for a few minutes and leave my car in the driveway. I use it numerous times a day because I know you've stressed. over the years the importance of that. So I have
I
taken
love
that to
that.
heart.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that because it is so important. Not only do we want energy to go there, we want to actually use the front door. And that's a perfect example because a lot of people are like, well, I come and go through my garage. So what am I going to do? And I'm like, come up, like walk the dog, go get the mail. There's
Right.
some sort of excuse. Maybe you just want to go out and go on your walk every day and use the front door. And I love that you walk with the dogs. That's great.
Yes. Yep.
Nice. So think about the first thing that's just inside the door to welcome you in. What would that be?
Right as you walk in on the right side wall, there's a shelf. I like arrows, so there's a shelf with it's an arrow and then it's got some hooks. So I
Nice.
keep the dog's leashes there, and then on the top it's all like pug related dog tchotchke type things on top with their glass jar treats. And
Oh,
then
that's
there's
always
a
important.
oh, of course, you gotta have the treats. And then there's a white cabinet shelf with some shelving and two pull out, like storage bins.
Nice, nice. Okay, okay. Just make sure there's plenty of room to walk through. We
Yes.
also want to avoid a mirror here, right?
There's a mirror on the opposite wall. Is that okay?
Okay, that's okay because you're not seeing as you're coming in.
No, the door would block it where the mirror is.
Perfect, perfect. And which one is that? I just heard a bark.
That's Berkeley.
Hi, Berkeley. Um, so the other thing is I want you to think about is that arrow. I want to make sure any arrows that are so in Feng Shui, traditionally we want to avoid any sharp points. Okay. So
Oh,
that is an
okay.
arrow, but I know you really like that, so that's okay. We're gonna make it work.
I do because I can't pull up my shirt. I was gonna say I have a tattoo of one. I really like arrows.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay. I just want you to be mindful of maybe where that arrow, we want to make sure it's pointing inward to the house and not
It
out.
is. It
Okay.
is.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. And then think about if you have arrow decor around that it's not, it might take some experimentation, but maybe say you're sitting at the dining table looking across and the person across from you has an arrow going through their head like behind on the artwork. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's
Okay.
not a great thing. Just position it so it's in a way that it isn't going to slice through somebody or be pointing at someone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay,
That makes sense. Yep.
nice. But I mean, that's the thing. Like in feng shui, there's so many rules and things to follow, but sometimes you just really love something. And so we just have to work, we have to make it work, right? If you really love something, we will make it work. And that's what's so important to me and my work and my practice. I may recommend a color and you're like, I don't resonate with that color. And that's okay. We'll find another way. There are other ways to make this work. So, um, so this front door is really, as I said, it's the mouth of chi. It brings in new opportunities to you. So this is going to be helpful when finding a new home, right? So we want to, I want you to continue to love on your home because it's providing you so many things, right? It's a great space. It's beautiful. It's cozy. I love the photos. I mean, it's just a cool layout. Um,
And the pantry. Who doesn't love that huge pantry?
who doesn't love a huge pantry?
That's worth the price of rent right there.
That's awesome. Well, so remember, so often when we're looking for our next place, the energy of our current home can just almost feel sad and abandoned. So make sure you're still loving on it. Like take little moments to appreciate and show gratitude for where you are and what it's providing for you and your dogs, right? On the flip side, we can start looking for the future. So here's
Okay.
something that I want you to do. And it might sound silly. You might be like, oh gosh, here we go. But I want you to create a vision board for your new home.
Okay.
We've all done vision boards, and you can do the traditional cut and paste, find some magazine articles, print out stuff online. You can also do a vision board on online on Canva. So I'd be
Oh, I
happy
love
to show
Canva.
you how to do that. If anybody wants to try this, go to canva.com. You can set up a free account or a paid account for more access, but a free account is great. And you're going to go to the search bar and go to mood board template. and then you can play, you can throw pictures in. I want you to fill up this vision board with what you want for your new home, what you want it to look like, how you want it to feel, any images that really represent that new home.
Okay, awesome. I love doing vision boards, so that'll be cool. And I love Canva, so I'm now excited to try out a new aspect of it.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun.
Oh,
And
awesome.
it's a great way to put what's floating in here and what you dream and what you want
On paper.
on paper, right? So then if you're doing okay, so if you're going to do a paper, if anyone wants to do a traditional cut and paste vision board, then snap a picture with your phone. If you're doing Canva, then I want you to download an image and I want you to take your phone. I want you to set that as a wallpaper so you can see it all the time. We're gonna push this into your subconscious. So it's like working towards that new home. Whether it wants it or not, it's gonna experience this new home in so many ways before you get it. So that's a great way to really define what you want and put it out into the universe. This is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Okay. So the next thing is really interesting too. So you move to a new community. I mean, I've moved so many times. I know how stressful, how hard it can be. You go, you know no one. It can feel scary. It can feel lonely. And what's really great is we have following the Bagua map, this energetic map that we use in Feng Shui, we have a specific energy center that's connected to relationships. So this can be love and relationships. This can be self-love, which I think is always important, but also love with a partner, a spouse, anything, and your dogs, as well as relationships with people. So this can be your neighbors, your coworkers, your friends, your family, anyone you want to volunteer with, any organizations you want to get involved in. So I see your relationship gua or energy center as being in your master bedroom.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Which is interesting because that's more of a private space. So I would do one of two things. I would focus on. So here's the thing. When we're in our private spaces, we don't want to bring in a lot of external things. That's our space, us, or maybe us with our spouse, or you with your dogs, right? That's a private space. It's not meant to have pictures of other people, representation of other people. So what I'd suggest, kind of one of two things, is one is to find an area in this corner, in that far corner, the rear right corner.
Okay.
That's maybe not out on display. Maybe there's a drawer, or maybe there's something you want to keep there, a shoebox filled with brochures of different organizations you want to connect with, or some sort of representation there. You can also do a vision board for this. I mean, I do a vision board. I do a vision board every quarter. I do a vision board if I have a new something or other I'm working on, but some sort of representation of what you're looking for. And I also want you to really connect with this space, like zhuzh it up, make it extra pretty. Maybe candles. Is there a scent that makes you think of community or connection or other people? I mean, for example, I always think of maybe like incense burning in a yoga studio, like that. I really crave that connection. So maybe there's some sort of scent or a color or some sort of image that you can kind of put in this area.
Okay.
Okay. Again, be mindful that it's your sleeping area, your private area, so not too much. The other option is you could do something like this in the centermost area of your home. That's your living room. So this would also be a good place. It's kind of a backup. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. The nightstand in the bedroom, the nightstand, my nightstand is there.
Okay.
So it has two drawers. So that's perfect.
Be mindful. Just be mindful as you start doing this. If you notice any struggles with sleep, then that's your cue to move it somewhere else. Because we don't want to sleep right next to a to-do list. If you're like, these are the organizations I want to call, and these are the people I want to invite out for a coffee, right? Okay, we don't want to be next to a to-do list while we're sleeping. So be mindful of that. Okay. You don't have to just connect with that gua. It's still going to work. It's still important. just some sort of symbolism in your home.
Okay.
Maybe make some list of things, of people you want to invite out to coffee. Like I said, I know we've moved literally, when we moved here to Fort Wayne, and this might be kind of funny, but I made a list of I Googled all the cute coffee shops, and I'm like, oh, I want to go to all these because they look adorable. And then I'd meet somebody, I'd be like, hey, I want to check out this coffee shop. Do you want to go? And they probably thought I was this weird lady stranger inviting them to coffee, but it did develop some nice friendships.
Hey, it works. Yeah.
Yeah. When you move, you really have to put yourself out there. There's so much more.
Yes, that's what I found. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But moving also gives you the opportunity to meet so many new amazing people to like add to your, group.
Yes, for sure.
So the third one I'm excited to talk about is bringing in a sense of stability and contentment.
Mm-hmm.
So this can kind of connect back to being grateful where you are, feeling grounded, even though you're looking to the future. We can be grateful and enjoy all the things about our current space, even though we're thinking about, down the road, I want this new house that's blue with a, bright front door and, big windows and everything. So remember to be grateful for your space now. And then for stability, when we need that stable grounding sensation, we need to connect with the earth element. That's the colors of beige, tan, brown, cream. And I know you're a colorful person from your photos. You love color, and that's okay. If you don't want to bring in those colors, you can also bring in objects from the earth. So rocks and crystals, if you like collecting those, or like clay pottery, maybe some sort of decorative sand Zen garden. I don't know, just something from the earth.
My new furniture in my living room is like a beigey, not bright
I love that.
couch, and then I
Okay.
do have rocks and crystals all over as
I
well.
love that. Okay, so this is your cue. This is your reminder to go and grab all those rocks and crystals. And I
Okay.
want you to put them outside under the full moon or
Yes.
sage around them. We're just going to give them a refresh. It's a great moment right now as we're doing this, kind of to
Yep.
refresh, especially shifting into a new season. It can be a lot. So make sure they're like ready to go and ready to support you. I especially love smoky quartz, for grounding.
Okay.
Red jasper is another one for grounding and centering. Let's see, I'm trying to think what I have sitting here on my desk. Um, Actually, I love playing. I always play with this one when I'm chatting. It's a howlite. It's very peaceful and calming. Just a little pocket stone. You can have small pocket stones in a dish on your table. You can have big, beautiful displays if you want to go that route. Um, and then also, I did see some plants in your photos. You
I
like
love
plants?
plants. Love
Okay.
plants.
Okay.
Yes.
We always remember soft, rounded leaves.
Well, okay. I'll
Okay.
try. I've had one. I call him Big Boy.
Okay.
I've got him in my sophomore year of college in 2000, and he's 24 years old, and he started out
Wow.
as just a wee little plant from, I think, Myers, and now
Wow.
he's, oh gosh, he's throwing a new branch, and
Wow.
he's taller than the wall. So yeah,
Wow. That's exciting.
but he's one of, I'm terrible about knowing what type of plant he is,
Okay.
but it's not rounded leaves. They're very long, almost not fern, but not rounded leaves.
Okay. Okay. All
But
right.
he's my baby. If that thing,
That's okay.
oh, if
Well,
he if
here's,
he anything happens to him, oh boy.
oh boy. Okay.
Every time, as I say, I've moved at least 7 times, and every time the movers, I'm like, don't drop him, don't break him. This is a child in my life
So you
right now.
remember. Oh my gosh. Well, here's what I want you to do with him. And again, you're going to be like, Lisa has lost her mind. But does he has a name?
I just call him Big Boy.
Okay, okay. So if anyone has a big plant like this that you really just don't want to get rid of because it's like a family member, think of how you can connect with it. We can call on nature to support us. So I love to name things. If you know me, I have everyone name their house. All my clients name their home, name, rocks and crystals they might have, name plants, name the big tree out yard that's a protecting guardian of your home. And that's what you can call on him to do. You can call on him to, ask him to support your space. He's nature. He's going to be that protection and forward movement and forward growth and everything. So again, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I want you to talk to your plant. I want you to talk to him and become friends with him and ask him to support you, to help you find stability, to think about like those roots growing deep down into the earth. Okay, so he's in a pot, but if he was out in nature, he'd be growing deep down into the earth. And think about that.
Yeah, I feel like he's the most stable thing I've had in my life for 24 years.
Oh man, I love your honesty. You're hilarious. This is so funny. And that's okay. That's okay. But that's a great way to connect with him. So something fun is plants really love crystals, and crystals really love plants. So maybe take some of those plants. You can also take those crystals I told you to smudge or take outside to reset. You can put them around the base of the plant, just like sit on top of the soil.
Oh, okay.
And that will cleanse the stones, as well as the plant will really like them.
Oh, perfect. Well, anything to help him.
Yes. But remember those beige, tan, brown, cream colors. And again, I know they're not always fun, but you can bring those near your body in other ways. You can wear them. So maybe you don't want to wear a brown sweater, but think of other brown socks, right? A pair of really yummy, thick, plush chocolate brown socks sound pretty grounding and good to me. Yeah?
I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go find a pair or buy a pair. I'm down for that.
Yeah. Because even like I talk about in the wintertime, I get winter blahs, the seasonal affective disorder. And I'm not a red fuchsia person, really. I wear a lot of dark colors. I like dark colors. But I'll wear red fuchsia undergarments.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
A lot of times during the winter times, I'll have a wrap on the back of my chair that's bright fuchsia. And if I get that winter blah feeling, I'll just wrap it around, and then I see it out of my peripheral vision as I'm sitting here typing, getting the winter blahs, and it just helps lift everything and relieve everything.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, the winter really gets to me as well.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm getting ready to do an episode all about shifting into those winter months. So make sure you tune in for that.
Will do. Yeah, for sure. Anything to help.
I know. Oh gosh. Well, here's the key though to remembering is that we need winter to happen to bring spring and summer and have this whole cycle. Like once you can remember, like we need this part, we need this going within, so the next spring we can come and like sprout and the flowers bloom and we take on new endeavors and have really high energy in summer. I mean, it's just cycle after cycle. And when you can keep that in your head, it helps things a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you got some good little nuggets.
Yes. I can't wait to go implement some of these.
Awesome. Well, tell your doggies thank you for giving us some time today.
Yeah, they were better than I thought they would be.
Oh my gosh. If anyone listening or watching wants to jump on and do a podcast, an audit, a Feng Shui audit here with me, then message me, find me, go to my website, and we'll schedule it. It's super fun and easy, and it wasn't too painful, was it, Allie?
No, this was great. First podcast in the books.
Nice. Well, thank you again for joining me. Everyone, we will see you at our next episode. Take care. Special thanks to our production company, Influencer.tv, the WELT 95.7 studios, and our sponsor, Good She. For more information, head over to the show notes. Be sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. I'll see you next time.